Hi everyone, welcome to the DailyM. I listen to a lot of Simon Sinek, and if you don't know who he is, please Google him. He's all about leadership. And Anthony Robbins, Tony Robbins, who most of you probably all know, as well as Gary Vaynerchuk, as well as Sadhguru. There's so many out there to inspire you, so I hope that you're finding some people to watch videos and podcasts that can ignite more of that spark in you. Simon Sinek is pretty special. One recent video was on the power of each other, and he talked about what it takes to be a Navy SEAL. And the storyline was a gentleman whose whole life was devoted to being a Navy SEAL. Even as a kid, that's what he wanted to be. High school, going into the right college, getting the right grades, you know, his physicality, being so strong, the boot camps he went through, and he was ahead of his class. And then, of course, going through all those probably very exhausting and gruesome training camps. And here he is at the very end, and this part was the most interesting. He was in a swim, like a 5-mile swim, and at the peak of his performance, and it was the last thing he needed to do to become the Navy SEAL that he's always wanted to be. And he's swimming, and he's realizing that he's ahead of everybody, and he just runs out of gas. He's completely decides that I just can't do it anymore. I'm done. I've done all I can. I don't have it in me. So as he's about ready to just completely give up, he puts his head up above water, and he sees his good friend on the island. Didn't know that he had passed him, and his friend is on the island jumping up and down saying, "You can do it! You can do it!" And that moment, he just had so much inspiration, and he was able to finish and be this Navy SEAL. So the point of this story is, again, what the power of each other can do. It takes a lot more than just sometimes your own inner personal self-motivation, and that the fact that we're human beings and we need each other to really spark and bring out more of who we are. A long time ago, there was research done on the effects of kindness. Sorry, I don't have the stats on who did this research, but I remember it when I was at my old job, so it was probably like 25 years ago. But I was fascinated by it because it talked about a family that was having dinner in a restaurant, and one of the family members gave somebody a gift, and in that person's delight, they measured the effects of kindness on the brain to the person who received the gift, and their levels of serotonin, dopamine, all that went up. But not only to the receiver, but to the person that gave the gift, that person's level of serotonin, feel-good chemicals rose. But then what was interesting too is not only everybody in the party's serotonin, feel-good chemicals went up, but everybody really in the entire restaurant that wasn't even connected to the party. So again, the power of each other. And I say that because we're lucky we get to do our yoga in a class, because there is power in each other. We're helping each other, whether or not you're cognizant of it or not. Your triangle posture is helping that person next to you, as well as the one that's in the far corner of the room, along with who you talk to in the lobby, along with who you talk to in the bathroom, along with who we talk to when we greet you at the front desk. All of that plays a role into the power of what you can be, and it comes from the power of each other. I thought that was pretty cool. So we do far more with each other than we do alone. So it's great that we have a class. We don't have to do our practice alone at home. Thanks for listening.